Hey yo everybody, it's Johnny5 Alive and welcome back to another episode of Project PlanCo. We have another mega main attraction with Renee Fu's, I don't even know what we called this, Tyrant hunting dark ride coaster. It's a mouthful, it's a lot, it's gonna be a fun episode here. One of the most interesting, unique story coasters of all of the characters in this park. As Renee Fu, as we go to the park entrance over here, don't mind the lag over here. Renee Fu, where are you on this board? There she is. She's holding a pink penguin, got little pink penguin skulls. She's looking a little bit more badass. So by default, Renee Fu is a staff member, right? Here she is. Let's plop her down somewhere. So she's kind of like your, I'm trying to think of the word for it, Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. She's like your Lara Croft character. She's got a gun. She's got attitude. She's also a bit of a pilot, Amelia Earhart, I guess. She's got her little goggles and hat there, but she's a adventure mascot. That's her idea in the PlanCo world. So that's what she looks like, right? And then Chant has PlanCo-fied her and made her like a little chibi character, like we've done with all of them here, right? But we thought, how fun would it be to take this character and make her the bad guy? A character that's a hunter, if you're the animal, you're the prey, and you're being hunted, it would be a living nightmare to be that sort of a creature, to be in a world where you're being hunted constantly. And that's where I came up with the concept of let's make her a hunter in a jungle, and we're kind of writing it from the perspective of the creatures. And PlanCo has all these creatures like drats, and we've designed box cats and all sorts of things, pink penguins. Over the years, people have made all sorts of adoring creatures in the PlanCo verse, and who's to hunt them all but other than Renee Fu? She is the Tyrant. And that's where we came up with the idea, the Tyrant. Just so happens that the Bitter Elegants have made a song called The Tyrant, and it is very fitting, and the song sings about being a menace, being a tyrant, and that people or things should fear you. And we wanted to build basically a dark ride from the perspective of a villain. And I think it's very interesting how much we've taken all these characters and, you know, just went away from the stereotypes and done something unique with them. Xaphor once talked about this project and why he liked it, because I always like my plankification. I like taking things and bringing them to life, and I like plankifying things. He's always liked that stuff with what we've done with the contests and the different things. But what he liked most was that you have your cliche brands, right? Like you'll have parks that like, I don't know, promote or get sponsorships from like Coca-Cola. And that's like our Gulpy, right? Gulpy's like our Coca-Cola mascot. He's a dinosaur that represents a drink soda, energy drinks, smoothies, Slurpees, you know, that sort of thing, sodas. But it's cliche to have that stuff splattered around your park. These are ads for like, come buy our drink, come to our theme park and buy our Gulpy soda. But the funny thing is we rolled with that and like kind of made it uncliche, is what Xaphor said, by like having this giant dinosaur silly character, and he actually lives and is a breathing part of this world. So it's not like a fake brand, it's a brand built off of a real existing entity, if that makes sense. So it's not like it was built for this park, it was like this was built for him in our park. You don't come here to get the Gulpy soda, you come here to see the real life Gulpy and the real life Renee, because they are living characters who have been branded afterwards, not the other way around. And that's where Xaphor was trying to explain to me that the fun brandingness that we came up with all of these characters has a lot of personality and charm. The Cosmic Cow milkshakes is based off of some, you know, come get your ice cream. It's not like your typical Ben and Jerry's ice cream. No, it's actually a cow was abducted by aliens and they experimented it on, and now she has giant bouncing udders that she makes cosmic milkshakes out of, and you come to our theme park to experience that. And the Cosmic Cow brand, as known worldwide in this PlanCo verse, because of this very story right here. It's almost like the origin stories of the brands. That's what this park represents. And I just wanted to go on that little tangent before we go over to Renee Fu to bring it all back around, is that Renee Fu, we don't know anything about. I plopped her down over there, and that's about as much as we know what she looks like. So, you know, part of this project that's been so fun was playing off of what Frontier has already made, what we can assume of characters, what we think we know of characters, Tiki Chiki, what we can see in their personalities, and then writing that into the story a little bit, writing that into our PlanCo verse and elaborating that, or taking the extra step to bring more life to it. And I feel like with Renee Fu in particular, there has been more work gone into that. Same with the last couple that I've been featuring over the last couple of weeks, Missy Goods, Princess Amelie. We've really embellished on their stories and taking them in our own unique direction. As I mentioned with Princess Amelie, she's a bit of a lone wolf. She's not your standard princess. She's never been always looking for her prince, and that's why we wrote her the way that we did. And I think with Renee Fu, and she has this cheery personality and look to her, that's all just an act. And I think it's like a nice surprising twist. While Frontier might not care for it, might not have been their direction, that might not have been what they're thinking, they actually never made any lore for her at all. So we took liberties into our own hands and we came up with the Tyrant, and that's what we're featuring here today. So without further ado, let's check this out. And I forgot to mention, this one was created by RocketRiot. They are, I think, a builder. They did such a good job with the prototype. We wanted to see more. And this is in prototype. This is in kind of like beta phase. Batch, as you can see, there's still some arrows and some things that are missing because we have to set up the queues. We have to build a boarding station. These are going to be built by the community, and we're going to bring it to life. And then Batch is also going to add some polish to the area, and we're going to have some additional plots and stuff within this fantasy area. So you guys will see this again in the future with more theming, more polish, more stuff added to it for the release version. But this is definitely better than the prototype we originally saw, and I have not written it for myself yet either. So we got the in-game sound down. I'm just going to make sure the music is all the way up. We have a custom song called The Tyrant from the Bitter Elegance. Links will be down in the description below. You can follow them on Spotify. We're going to put this into test mode. I don't know if we're going to go seat view because I think you can hear the song slightly better. Did they use a day-night sequencer? They did. Perfect. Thank you very much for that. Probably, I'm going to actually let it run through. I did this, oh, the Chipmunk Tyrant. I'm going to let it run through once because in the previous video, it seemed to sync up better once it was run through. So when that one gets back in, it looks like you have 3 trains running on this. I haven't been showing you guys the coaster stats on these, by the way. 1.3 kilometers in length, 50 miles per hour, 5 inversions, 6 airtime counts, and this one's coming on in right now. Let's get on this. All right, I'm not going to speed it up or anything, so I'm just going to wait for it to leave and enjoy the ride, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm a tyrant, twisting your mind, using your heart against you, so sign on the dotted line. I promise the sun and the moon, now you're mine. You can't hide. I'm a tyrant, I know how to speak. I'll use my smoke and my mirrors, reflecting all of your needs till you're down on the floor, drained and weak on your knees. We're liars, we're showmen, we'll shine you on. Con men and hustlers will drag you down. Don't fight, just give in. Can't you see I always win? I can wear you down. You'll collapse beneath my crown. I'm a tyrant, I'll get my way and scorch the
Googly, moogly, that was incredible. Let's see if we could do it at day. I don't know if that's going to make any difference. I also want to do it in track view. I'm also going to close it down and reopen it. It might be actually one of the ones that sync up better on the first time through, but some of them sync up better on their second time through. I don't really know. We're also going to get the volume down a little bit so I can give you a play-by-play and hear myself think as we talk over it. But holy moly, RocketRiot, where are you going? Turn around, don't go this way, she will catch you. So now you guys can see that whole backstory, all that hype that I put into it, all the writing and the lore kind of comes through in the ride all on its own. I don't need to tell you the backstory because the song, the story, the dark ride, Now You're Mine, it all tells it for me. You know, you can't hide, and we're racing through the forest looking for somewhere to go. We can't hide from her. She's a tyrant. There she is. I love the character. Smoke in the mirrors. She shoots a shot at us. The mirrors, they're the creepy eyes. Batch also made a special version with her eyes glowing. Batch yet again going above and beyond for this community, doing more than what's necessary, adding some special TMTK for us. It's amazing. This is one of the few, what's that say? Hide before she kills you. This is one of the few rides that actually uses the entire song, unedited. It's start to finish, a perfect match with the song. And I think that was extremely ambitious, and that's why we chose RocketRiot to do the ride. You'll collapse, and we get this little G-roll there. My crown. And there she is with the crown. That's adorable. And she goes poof with a little smoke. Love it. And then we have the change of the music here, and the fire kicks in. And this is also, that's an amazing loop there with the temple pieces. Erupts into flames. Everything's erupting in flames. We're in this molten core area of a really cool temple. I love it. This is very immersive. You guys saw it from the exterior, and you're like, okay, but then when you actually ride the ride, it's like, wow. And that's how we felt about the prototype. And now that we see it finished, oh my god. RocketRiot knocked it out. Absolutely killed it. Quite literally. I love it. It's super immersive, and like I said, from the exterior, like, you don't really know what to expect, but like as mentioned before, we're gonna have a park here. We're gonna have an adventure park. So, you know, once it's all kind of like in between with like shops and rides and different things and plots in between this whole adventure area, it's going to be kind of like embedded and immersed and hidden with all the bridges and things. And we got a bit of a boat ride or something going through here. We'll also have a train at some point coming around from the western area, so it'll be like fully adapted and immersed in terms of like aesthetics on the exterior. But from the POV, it was sensational. It was way better than the prototype. The polish was there. You absolutely, when you showed us the prototype, even though it wasn't like fully themed like it is now, I knew it was going to turn into what it turned into here today, and I couldn't be happier. Wow freaking we. I really like that one, and I'm like, I was talking about the last ones like Missy in Wonderland and Princess, and I said Missy in Wonderland's the one to beat. This is coming close. This is coming close for my favorite. I want to know, like, if you guys watched the last few weeks of the Princess Amelie, Missy Goods, I mean all of them, what is your favorite coaster and why so far? We had the Cosmic Cow. Dexar's kind of half done because it's really reliant on the community blueprints, and we still have 2 more to go with the Shooting Ride and King Ghoster. But in terms of like our coasters, our main characters, I think everyone might have a favorite, and I want to know what your favorite is and why down in the comments below. But Renee Fu's coming close for me. She's got to be a top 2 for me because I'm a bit biased because of the whole concept of creating her into a tyrant and making that backstory and doing something unique with her. And when I ran this idea by Xaphor in the beginning and asking what he thought of it, he just thought it was like just a unique twist. Like, everything in this park is anti-cliche. We're not running with your standard typical cliche ideas. This could have just been a Lara Croft Tomb Raider adventure coaster, but instead we decided to depict our main character as a a villain, and it's very ominous. Batch went in and added the glowing eyes to her. There was a scene where she pops out. I forgot, I was wanting to talk about that. I think it's here? I don't know. It's on a trigger. Hide before she kills you, and then she pops out. We need to, Batch, if you're watching this, take a look at the trigger sequence on that. I didn't quite catch it. We're already dropping down before she pops out. It happens too late, so it needs to happen a little bit earlier. But other than that, that's like the only thing that I noticed. And Batch also made an animated TMTK, yeah, see, where she pops out. He animated that, Batch. Hide before she kills you. Peekaboo. So yeah, I think it can happen a little bit earlier, but that's awesome. Again, Batch going above and beyond, the glowing eyes, the animated TMTK for her, the little critters, the box cat extra, Chant obviously depicting our character, drawing our character is what Chant did, and I think she put a lot of personality into this character, and I love it. I really, really love it. The fact that the ride was so immersive, the fact that you used the whole song, nothing cut, nothing edited, you just used the whole thing, and adventure being one of the hardest themes in this game to make interesting. I think that's what makes this one stand out on top for me. It could possibly be one of my favorites, and I still think I can't really make the deciding factor choice until I see the rest of the park and the rest of the atmosphere in there. But with all the surrounding additions that we're going to add later on, it represents adventure so well and in such a creative and fun way. A lot of the adventure stuff, in my opinion, in Planet Coaster, it's the least exciting pack. It's all trees, it's jungle, it's literally this and temples. Like, I've seen so much of this so many times over and over and over again with the lava, the temples, you know, the boulders and all of that, and just the endless jungles and river rapids. It's always the same, and there's nothing really that makes it unique or stand out, and it all becomes a little bit of the same. It uses those standard pieces, does it well, but then adds our fun song, adds our fun character, and adds a fun hunt into the mix, and I think that really elevates it. How do you take the standard kind of boring adventure pack and elevate it? Those have always been my favorite adventure stuff, and it's really hard to impress me when it comes to adventure, and I think this creation here from RocketRiot did exactly that. It takes it, it elevates it, and it does something fun and interesting with it, and most importantly, it represents and showcases what you can do with the adventure pack in Planet Coaster. That's the whole point of Project PlanCo, as I've iterated on and talked on and on and on about the past. This whole project is to show you what you can do with Pirate, to show you what you can do with fantasy, how you can use fantasy pieces in multiple different ways and create multiple unique environments, and the same with the sci-fi, and that's what we're doing. We're showing different ways that you can use the sci-fi, 2 different ways you can use the sci-fi, and then the traditional way that Frontier kind of thematically branded their sci-fi with the cosmic cow, blue and pink and all that. And we're really Planko-fying what was already been done so well in this game. That is the whole point of this. So I think RocketRiot represented adventure as best as you can and, you know, brought it to life. The only thing that's missing now is the surrounding stuff that's gonna kind of like really make this the immersive experience. What's super scary, and to talk about, you know, transparency, to talk about things and give you guys like a little bit more content and my thoughts about the project and where we're heading with it. This area is massive, a scary amount of massive. If we put all these plots in and environmentals and things for people to build, I could see a lot of plots going down there. It's the biggest area in terms of plots that we have. With that being said, I have hinted and talked about in the past, we are missing, of all the characters that we've represented, all the themes that we've represented, and all the voice acted characters, the song characters, all of that, we are missing out on Tiki Chiki. Batch has also animated this one. Why'd you use the animated one here, Batch? See the fire? It grows. So we have Tiki Chiki brought to life by Chant in a beautiful way, and we also have Gulpy. These 2 characters that I just showed you here, they are represented in the park. Gulpy has his little appearances here and there. He's over here. Actually, Tiki Chiki's not represented at all, but we will have something for both Gulpy and Tiki in this area. Originally, we're gonna just say like hero plot, Gulpy's Playpen and somebody gets to make like a water slide park or something, or like a playground in the jungle, Gulpy's Playground, and we would do something like a Tiki Cheeky Tribe shopping center, like a Tiki Hut shopping area with Tiki in the center. Now I'm open to the idea of giving them coasters, especially with the spot that we have left. So we might just say like this whole area here could be Gulpy Coaster, and maybe everyone's been asking for another contest. Maybe we can contest it, and maybe like this area over here could be like the Tiki Cheeky Coaster. I don't know. I also think we have like enough room to make an island here, like a Tiki Island, and like bridges going across, and we make like a little volcano, and somebody gets to make a Tiki Cheeky Coaster going around like a little volcano island, and it would be between adventure and pirate. It would work pretty good there. I don't know. Me and Batch will figure that out, but based off of your comments down in the comments below, me and Batch read this stuff and we take it to heart, and we decide and deliberate what we're going to do. So if anyone thinks that we should do the Tiki Island, or if you guys think, because just to try to trim down the space, to make the space like less small, because we're all going to kill this park with so many pieces, we can reduce the amount of plots that are here by making one giant coaster plot and making another giant coaster plot, or a giant coaster plot over here. You guys get the idea. I'm unsure and undecided at this moment what the best way to do that is, but having a big coaster for Gulpy and Tiki is a great way to represent those characters, and we already have so many main characters that use a Bitter Elegance song or voice acted or whatnot. I think the High Noon is the only one created by Xaphor. It's the only one in the whole park right now that has, it's just a coaster. It doesn't even have a song on it. We don't have a whole lot of just plain coasters. If I'm looking around, yeah, Dexar might get voice acted, or we might just add a soundtrack. But yeah, there's this no like plain coaster. Everything is either voice acted, has a song, it's doing something above and beyond. But that was the whole idea of this project, is just raising the bar on everything, not just plain rides that are, you know, unthemed or what. Everything's themed, everything custom music, everything voice acted, like everything is above and beyond in this park. But I think at this point, we do have some that are just plain coasters. It's in the contest submissions. There's a coaster or ride in here and one in here as well. So why not add a couple more? And that could just be Gulpy and Tiki. We get a standard adventure music on one, we get on both of them, it's standard adventure music, and we just call it a day. And also I wanted to talk about this High Noon from Xaphor. It was the last coaster he ever got to make before he passed away. There was a song from the Baldur's Gate that really inspired me from I was listening to the Baldur's Gate music when I was doing Crimsalt's Park Spotlight, and there's a song called I Want to Live. It's a little sad. It made me think of Xaphor, but it's beautiful, and I was thinking about putting it on this coaster. So let me see if I can dig it up and we can give it a listen and maybe give the coaster a ride, and you guys can see. It's either that or Planet Bluegrass. And that's what I wanted to ask you guys. Do we come up with a song that's very personal, that says kind of like a farewell, a goodbye to Xaphor, something kind of like a memorial style, beautiful song that's technically copyright free because it's a part of a game, just to like remember Xaphor by, to have a moment? Or do you think Xaphor would want Planet Bluegrass on his last coaster? I know Planet Bluegrass has a sweet spot in us all, and people like to use it, and it tends to go on these wooden coasters or mine train coasters in western areas of the park, and it's very fitting. If anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, I'll put it on now and you can give it a listen. Let's speed this up. This is Planet Bluegrass. It's very fitting to the western area. Let's just listen. Let's just give it a ride for Xaphor. Let's go. It's honestly making me really sad right now. Holy shit. Oh, it's making me so sad right now, guys. Oof, I need to breathe here. Xaphor, he's watched every single spotlight I've ever made on YouTube. Every single one. And it gets so sad because this is the one that he never gets to watch. It's tough. Okay, breathe. There was something so fitting about that. Listening to Planet Bluegrass on there just felt right to me. It just felt right. It really did. Commemorates PlanCo. It's PlanCo-fied. It's called Planet Bluegrass. It's meant to be Western. It's for a Western area of the park. Xaphor loves this community, and he knows the community loves that song. I don't know what my other song choice was. Let me see if I can pull it up. Something about the song made me think of Xaphor, but it also made me sad. And I wanted to do, read his obituary and have that song playing just as something, beautiful for him. But then I just thought, maybe that's, too heavy. It's making me too sad. It's detracting from the Planko-ness of things. So, well, we could give it a try. We'll see. We'll see. I can put it in my folder and we can give it a listen. Okay, let me see here. If I refresh the media folder, I have two. I have the classical version and the regular version. Let's put the regular version on there, the classical version. And we'll give this this coaster a ride and see. Is it loud? It sounds so quiet. I thought it was fitting for the park, though. It sounds good. Let me know what you guys think. If you like this or Planet Bluegrass, this is I Want to Live for Xaphor. God. You know, I actually really like that too. There's something about it that's Xaphor was a very elegant man, very soft-spoken. Knowing that he's passed away, it's just the music's so beautiful, and it's just like it's a moment of silence for Xaphor. Sorry guys, it's hard. It's a moment of silence and peace and rest. It's a very beautiful song for a very beautiful man. I like that. But Planet Bluegrass, well, this is more like of a memorial commemorating beautiful thing. Planet Bluegrass is also just fun, right? It's fun. It represents PlanCo, and we shouldn't be saddened by Xaphor being gone, but rather embrace the fun memories that he gave us. And Planet Bluegrass does that, but this also just kind of was nice. So I don't know. I like them both for different reasons. We also have this one with the lyrical version. Let's try this out. Let's try this out. I don't know, this one's just making me cry. Fuck.
Your blood like wine, I want it in. Oh darling, get me drunk and make me free. It's not my fault, I'm not to blame. These ain't my sins, I broke my chains. There's more to do and I still want to live.
I feel your breath upon my neck, a soft caress as cold as death.
Cold as
I feel your heart beating my soul, our futures bound, our bodies known. Your blood like wine, I want it in. Oh darling, get me drunk, invite me. It's not my fault, I'm not to blame. This ain't my sins, I broke my chains. There's more to do if I can only leave.
That actually lined up really nicely. There's more to do if I could only live, but that makes me sad as shit. But also it's kind of freeing. It's like break my chains, let me free. There's more to do if only I could live. There's I think that one made me the saddest of all. Whew. Okay, Planet Bluegrass. It is. I think Planet Bluegrass has my vote because it makes me happy and it makes me. I don't know. I like them all. The thing is, it's freeing and good to let it out, and that's what the last two songs did for me. It's helping me let it out. Definitely makes you feel emotional. Makes you feel something. That's what this whole park is about, making you feel. If I did my, if I read out my little obituary letter to Xaphor, put it on a sequencer here, I can actually have that song playing in the background if we don't use it. And then that way, not the lyrical one, but the classical one. That way we still get to use it, have like a lovely song running in the background while I read off that on a sequencer. And that's one way to get our emotions out and commemorate that our memory and give our moment of silence for Xaphor. Then after, you know, shit gets heavy, we get on the coaster and listen to Planet Bluegrass and flip it around. That's a double emotion. That's a double whammy. So I definitely think that would probably be the way to go. But obviously, I just wanted to run all this by you guys because content. I know you guys want more Project PlanCo, and I can only give you one a week. And I know the focus was supposed to be Rocket Riots, but we spent the first 30 minutes talking about this ride, and I loved everything about it. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing going forward. And this is one of the things on the table here. We're going to do some stuff. We have a beautiful picture of Xaphor being lifted away by a Kirby balloon that Chant drew. Let me see if I can find it, actually. So here's a picture of it there. That's the Kirby balloon. Xaphor was in love with the Kirby character. That's how we know of him. That's his little avatar. We have a drawing of him based off his real life photo that actually represents him very well. And Chant redrew that with the 5 t-shirt with hearts on it. He's being lifted up by his Kirby balloon into the heavens, waving us all goodbye. Holy shit, this is sad. Holy moly. Sorry, I didn't mean to get all heavy with this video, but this project means a lot to me. Means a lot to Xaphor. Xaphor meant a lot to us. This is his final coaster creation, and I try to talk about the whole project and every aspect of the project as we move forward to try to be as transparent and inclusive to you guys in the community as I possibly can. And we want to use that character that I just showed you. Batch is going to turn him into a TMTK. We're going to put that right in front. We're going to have a little memorial site out here for him, and this will be, you know, a whole like Xaphor, and he called it High Noon. We're gonna stick with that, and I need to figure out what song choice I'm using on the coaster. So I'm between Planet Bluegrass, I Want to Live, and if we don't do that, we can go with, or if we go with that, we can still put this song out front when I do the little obituary pre-show. And if you guys are wondering, if anyone's like not filled in. I mean, I posted the obituary on the community posts as well as on Discord. I'm sure everybody's read it by now, so I'm just assuming, you know, all the hardcore fans tend to watch the Project PlanCo only. So I figured it wouldn't hurt to get a little bit more personal. If there's any place for me to get a little bit more personal and give a little bit more behind the scenes and open up and be a little bit more vulnerable, it'll be to the ones that only the community watches, you know, it's not one of the videos where hundreds of thousands of people and random people that aren't subscribed end up watching. So this is my kind of time to just open up and shoot the shit and talk about random things with you guys, and that's what I'm trying to do, as I'm only able to give you guys one a week right now. So I managed to go a lot longer on this one than I planned to. So I think RocketRiot nailed it on this. I want to know your guys' thoughts on Gulpy, Tiki, what we should do with that. Do we do Volcano? Do we make it a plot? Where should we, like, get in detail? Get into detail with your thoughts, what we should do with them. Do you think that they should have coasters? Do you think that they should be contests? We can have a little contest and see which one is the best. And they basically have two categories. If you're a competitor, you can choose to do Gulpy or you can choose to do Tiki, kind of like how we did with the World's Fair stuff. And then we take the best one and we put it in, and we'll just like determine what the plot size would be for that coaster, and that could be a way of doing it. Or we could just make it a plot and say put it in for raffle. One of the legends or masters gets to do the coaster, and just honestly, that would be probably the better way for me to do it, because I don't need any more holdups. Another contest could be like quite time consuming, so I would much prefer it if somebody in the community says, I have the best idea for the Gulpy coaster, just give me the park file, let me make it. And same with Tiki. That would probably work best for me, but obviously at the end of the day, I'm a people person. I'm here to please the people, and whatever you guys think is best, whatever you think is most fun, is ultimately the way we should go, even if it means a little bit extra work and whatnot. So I wanted to talk about all that stuff here, and while I had you guys here, I need to sort some stuff out for Xaphor's coaster, and I haven't really been able to get this off my chest in terms of this being his final coaster and a way to commemorate him. How do we want to remember Xaphor? Do we want to use Planet Bluegrass, or do we want to use a different song? And if neither of those were good options and you have a better idea, let me know down below. But me and Batch are listening to your comments. We are watching closely, so every Project PlanCo episode is a chance for you to be heard down in the comments below, for your voice to be heard, and your influence determines, you know, the outcome of the park, and it has every step of the way. We've listened to you guys at every stage. We've incorporated you as much as possible, and Batch is doing a really good job of commemorating all the contestants throughout the contests so far. This is really shaping up to be one of the most memorable and emotional parks, you know, and I love how all of the characters turned out, and how all the rides, the music that we're using, the voice acting that's gone into it. This is the best the community's ever done, and I'm really, really proud of everybody. I'm proud of everybody that's helped out to get it to where it's at. So I couldn't be happier. That's going to do it for this episode. I did a long one for you guys here. Hopefully that'll tide you over. I have to think of I think next week we're going to do like a speed build with Batch or something. Me and him will just have a little bit of podcast, and by then maybe I will have read some of your thoughts, and me and Batch can kind of like bring up some of the top talking points and comments, things, suggestions that you guys have talked about during said little podcast / speed build. So stay tuned for that next week, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully I didn't make this episode too sad, but Xaphor means a lot to all of us, so definitely felt good to be able to kind of talk about that a little bit. I've been holding that stuff in. So there you guys go. That's gonna do it for this episode of Project PlanCo. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.